Today we're going to be looking at how funding works at Maven, one of the biggest prop firms in the industry. We'll be looking at their rules, comparing their challenges, and what real traders are saying about them behind the scenes in the simplest way possible. To make sure we cover everything, we're going to be using Prop Firm Match. Now, before we get into today's video, I want to let you guys know that we are doing an account challenge giveaway, so make sure you watch to the very end to see how to enter today's giveaway. Okay, so Maven offers a range of funding programs, including their standard challenge available in the 1-step, 2-step, and 3-step formats, their instant challenge, which is the immediate funding option, and they recently launched their OMO challenge, available in a 2-step format. They also have a buy now, pay later available in the 1-step format. Now let's take a look at their standard challenge, 10K 1-step, and their 2-step challenge. Okay, so for their standard 1-step, your profit target is going to be 8% with a daily loss of 3%, and your max loss is going to be 5%. And with this account, you would get an 80% profit split every 10 business days. And by using code MATCH, this account would only cost you $33.30. Now, in comparison to the 2-step challenge here, you can see that you have a profit target of 8% for the first phase and then 5% for the second phase. Your daily loss increases to 4% and your max loss increases to 8%. And again, with this account challenge, you're going to get an 80% profit split every 10 days. And this account is going to cost you $39.60 if you use code MATCH. So now let's take a look at the OMO plan. This is a 2-step plan here. You can see with the profit target of 6% on phase 1 and the profit target of 8% on phase 2. There is a 4% daily loss and the max loss is 8%. Again, you're going to get an 80% profit split on this every 10 days, and it is only going to cost you $37.20 if you use code MATCH. Now you'll notice that the profit target is 1% higher than the 2-step challenge, but the key point here is that you're able to trade with 1 to 100 leverage when trading gold, and this is pretty crazy. So now we're going to take a look at their buy now, pay later challenge account. So you can see that this is a 1-step challenge with a 4% profit target. There is no daily loss and your max loss is 10%. You're going to get an 80% profit split on this every 10 business days, and it's only going to cost you $5. Now you will have to pay an activation fee of $117 once you actually pass the account. So now let's take a look at their 10K instant account. You can see that this is an instant account, so there is no profit target. For your daily loss, that's going to be a 2%, and for your max loss, that is going to be 3%. For your profit split, an 80% profit split, which we've seen to be consistent, and you will get your payout every 10 business days. Now this account is going to cost you $33.30 if you use code MATCH. So now let's take a look at some of the most important rules when it comes to trading with Maven. The first one being the consistency rule. So on the instant funding and the 1-step buy now, pay later funded accounts only, withdrawals are only allowed when your consistency score is 20% or lower. So that means that they have a 20% consistency rule. It says the consistency score formula is the biggest winning day divided by your total profits times 100. If your score is above 20%, you must continue trading until it drops below 20%. They do have the IP address policy. It says your IP address for challenge phase and live accounts must match the same geographical region. If it changes, you must provide proof, plane tickets of live location verification just to justify the change. It says for martingale, opening 5 simultaneous positions in drawdown on the same pair is allowed. Gambling is prohibited and includes excessive scalping, holding 50% of trades for less than a minute, and martingale, opening 5 simultaneous positions in drawdown on the same pair. They also have all in, which is making a single trade with no stop loss or risking more than the drawdown limit to pass or fail the challenge. This rule also applies for the funded stage as well. And also gamifying, trading 2 accounts against each other, going long on one and short on another with the hopes of passing the challenge. A trade refers to 1 or more positions on the same pair with similar timing and size. Small lot or random gambling entries don't qualify and may lead to disqualification. And they have more prohibited strategies such as high frequency trading, toxic trading, order flow, long short arbitrage, reverse arbitrage, tick scalping, server execution, grid gap trading, reverse group hedging, and hedging. And violations will lead to your account being terminated. So for news trading, the standard program trades cannot be opened or closed within 2 minutes before or after red folder news. Violations, including during auto closure, disqualify evaluations or challenge accounts. Profits from restricted news events are not credited during the challenge or the live phase. For instant funding in their 1-step BNPL, news trading is allowed with no restrictions. On the 2-step OMO, news trading is fully permitted during phase 1 and phase 2 with no restrictions. In the funded stage, news trading is still allowed, but any profits made during the news events is capped at 0.5% of your account balance. So in terms of their withdrawal limit, it says traders can withdraw up to $10,000 per 30-day cycle regardless of the number of accounts. Profits above this limit are voided and accounts reset to their starting balance after the payout. The 30-day cycle begins on the first profit closure date. In the funded stage, if total profits exceeds $5,000, no single trading day, measured as in between two trades, not by calendar day, may account for more than 50% of the total profit. Profits above this threshold are reduced to meet the 50% limit. After surpassing $5,000 in payouts, traders must complete a mandatory risk interview with an analyst. One reschedule is allowed, but failure to attend the rescheduled session will result in the payout being withheld. Traders have 2 weeks from the invitation date to complete the interview. Random interviews may also be conducted for profits below $5,000 and accounts reset to the starting balance after the payout. For their risk limit, this rule applies to only small minority of traders who show poor risk management. It is intended to help them trade more responsibly with discipline. Unless notified, you may trade freely without restriction. However, if you exceed the risk limit stated in the email, your account will be breached. So for their buyback, you can restore a funded account instantly via buyback, paying a fee, no challenge needed. EAs are not permitted under any circumstances. For copy trading, manual copy trading is allowed between your own Maven trading accounts, other prop firm accounts, or broker account. Trade copiers can't be used on platforms offered, and copying other trades is strictly prohibited. For their weekend holding and crypto trading on the weekends, this is allowed. Now they do have an inactivity rule. That means that accounts must not be dormant for more than 30 calendar days. And so for minimum trading days on their instant, their one-step standard, their three-step standard, and the one-step BNPL evaluations and funded, there is no minimum trading days. On the two-step standard evaluation and the funded account, 3 profitable days of 0.5% each day. On the two-step OMO evaluations and funded, 4 profitable days of at least 0.5% or more. And then for the two-step OMO time limit, the two-step OMO has a combined maximum duration of 180 days across both phase 1 and phase 2 with no separate deadline per phase. Now they do have a minimum trade hold time. So on the one-step BNPL, the one-step standard, the two-step standard, the three-step standard, and the instant program evaluation and funded, you must hold trades for at least 1 minute, and it says accounts violating this rule will be terminated during review. For the two-step OMO, the funded account only, every trade must remain open for a minimum of 150 seconds. That's 2.5 minutes. Trades closed before this threshold will not count toward your progress. And then finally, for the one-step BNPL and the two-step OMO M2 account saver, the M2 account saver automatically triggers when the drawdown reaches 2% of the account balance. The first breach closes all open trades and permanently reduces profit split to 50%. The second breach is a hard breach. And then finally, for their instant funding rules, at no point can your account have more than a 1% loss in floating P&L. This is the difference between your balance and equity. If this happens, your account will be breached. So now that we've actually covered all the different rules for Maven, let's see what real traders are having to say about Maven. Out of a total of 740 reviews, for their trading conditions, they were rated as a 3.9. For their customer care, they were rated as a 4.5. For their user friendliness, they were rated as a 4.2. And for their payout process, they were rated as a 4.4, giving them an overall rank of a 4.2. One trader rated Maven as a 5.0 and says, I have traded multiple Maven 5K accounts and their spreads are tight and nice. Also, the updated dashboard gives access to multiple accounts at the same time. In terms of their top firm aspect was the dashboard. Their least like aspect was nothing, and again rated them 5.0 across the board. Another trader rates Maven as a 4.0 and says, my trading experience with Maven has been positive. The evaluation process is straightforward and the rules are transparent. The dashboard is easy to use and the account activation was efficient, and the support team has been responsive when needed. Overall, Maven provides a professional trading environment and a solid opportunity for disciplined traders seeking funded accounts. What they liked most about this was the simplicity and transparency of the evaluation process. The rules were easy to understand, the dashboard was user friendly, and the overall experience felt professional and trader focused. The account setup was smooth and appreciated, knowing exactly what I expected at every stage of the challenge. The least like aspect was that some of the rules and restrictions felt slightly limiting at times, reducing flexibility during certain market conditions. And that wraps up today's video on Maven and how their funding actually works. Hopefully this video is giving you a better understanding of the rules so that you can make an educated decision on whether or not you would like to trade with Maven. And that brings us to our actual giveaway question. So to enter today's giveaway, the first thing that you have to do is like and subscribe to the channel, and then comment which Maven account you would choose and why. Best of luck to every trader. Good luck to all the traders out there. And remember, if you like this video, be sure to drop a like so that you can see more videos just like this. And as always, thank you for choosing Prop for a Match. We'll catch you guys in the next one.